Hello, campers! Welcome back! Back for day 4 of the Mocha Mommy Camp 2020. So I'm learning things day by day about what I need to do in order to be really good at this channel. And one of the things I realized is that I should tell you the supplies that you're going to need for the week. And so I really apologize that on my first video, I didn't tell you all of the supplies that you'll need for the week. And I will make sure to include that in tomorrow's video so that you'll be prepared for next week. So let's start off with our read aloud. Today's read aloud is entitled We're Sailing Down the Nile by Lori Krebs and Ann Wilson. Again, another book I do not have physically, another suggestion that came from my sister friend who has subscribed to the Little Mobile Citizens book box but found it online, and I have added the link down below for the read aloud online. It is a story that basically takes the kids on a quick journey down the Nile and through Egypt. So today we are in Egypt, and our activities for today will coincide with that. So depending on how old your kids are, a good thing that you could do is a compare and contrast when the book is done. You can compare physical characteristics that you saw and heard and learned about in today's book located in Egypt and compare it to the physical characteristics from the book yesterday in Kenya. And it doesn't have to be anything formal. Again, depending on the age of your kids, you could make a Venn diagram with 2 circles and have the older kids write out those physical characteristics. Or if you have little kids, 3 and 4-year-olds, you can just have a verbal conversation, asking them what do you remember? What did the land look like? What kind of food did they make? What kind of supplies did they use? That kind of just having a dialogue with them. All right. I am a firm believer in art. Art and music. Anybody who knows me knows that I love music and I love to sing. Everything is a song. And I come from a rich family of artists. Unfortunately, I was not gifted with the gift to be an artist, but I definitely think it's important to expose kids. So today we are going to have art class. And so here are some of the supplies that I have purchased since being in COVID, and some of the stuff I had, but these are actually supplies that you'll need every week for Mocha Mommy Camp. All right, so let's start off with watercolor paint. Can't go wrong with that. Got them for $1 at Target, so you can put in an order at Target. I got these packs of paintbrushes. They came from Michael's, but I'm sure you can find them on Target or Amazon. I have these 2 little cups, one for each of them that they keep their water in. Crayons. There's several boxes of crayons and markers around here. And then last week I ordered the Crayola box of 10 little bottles of paint. I bought 2 of them. I bought 2 of everything. And these little holders came from the Dollar Tree. And this is our art kit. So today we are going to be drawing or coloring how to make a mummy. I'm not leading you through this. Again, it's another page that I found on YouTube. I actually got the idea from the 8-year-old's art teacher. So when we were put on home instruction, one of the things that still happened every day was what they call extracurriculars. So PE still happened, art still happened, and the art teacher literally would send a video of somebody walking the kids through the art, and they would do it. Of course, I was hesitant at first because, how are they going to do this? Or are they going to be able to do this? And my 8-year-old is not as confident in his art skills. He thinks everything he draws looks terrible. He actually doesn't want me to sit here because that's some of his art behind me, and he's like, it looks terrible. But these are some of the art. This is some of the art that he's done through his class. So this lion face, the flowers, and believe it or not, the 4-year-old actually was able to follow. Here's his flowers, and his lion is, I don't know where his lion is, but they were able to follow the instructions on YouTube. And I projected it on television. I would pause it. They would draw, and then I allowed them to either color with pencil or watercolors. And I just remember being a kid and using watercolors at my grandmother's table. And it's fun. So today they're putting a link down on how to make a mummy. You need paper, you need black crayon, and you need watercolor paint, or you can, like I said, have them color or draw. Then find a space in the house where you can start to cover your walls in their art. Again, this is why this side of the wall is blank. They are going to continue to put their art up for the summer. Next, I found some really cool, depending on like how interested your kids are in Egypt. I feel like the pyramids and the Sphinx are so fascinating. They may have more questions. So I'm also linking below a link to it. The National Geographic has a kids page, a kids site. And in this video, it shows a set of sisters who visited Egypt and went to the pyramids. And you can definitely like stop and check for understanding, asking them 3 new facts that they learned from the video or questions they may have. My 8-year-old always comes up with like questions I never even thought of or considered. And I mean, that's just a great thing that their minds are working and thinking through those critical questions. And then I'm also going to put in the comments a link to the Met Museum because they have a whole kids section. I think that came out of COVID, but there's an Egyptian art section and you can like share with them Egyptian art. The great thing is that once the world starts to open back up again, you'll be able to take a trip there. I think museums should be opening soon, hopefully, so that like these are trips that I guess they're going to open in less capacity, less people will be able to go in. I'm just trying to think through how I can like incorporate some field trips into these lessons. And then last thing, another resource that you can have in this Egyptian unit is Who Was King Tut? That was one of the Who Was books. Mason will probably read it at some point, but just depending on how interested your kids are in the Egypt topic. Okay, next, toddlers and little people. So we're continuing with our O. Today we're going to practice both O and C because he was working on C last week. I purchased a puzzle of Africa that they can work on together. Mason is going to interview my husband's parents today, starting with his grandfather. And then tonight we are going to have movie night. And tonight's movie is Mr. Peabody and Sherman. It is a detective movie. It's kids. It's a little dog, a talking dog, but it takes them back to Egypt. A couple of other fun activities that you can do with Egypt include have them build pyramids. You can have them build pyramids with Legos or blocks, sugar cubes, even paper. You can do a coded message with hieroglyphics. You could wrap hot dogs and crescent rolls and bake them for dinner and have a mummy-themed dinner to go with your movie night. Older kids, I would challenge them to make a pyramid out of toothpicks or straws. There's a bunch of different activities that you can come up with for Egypt. It's a fun country to engage our kids with. So leave a comment below with how you are using Mommy Camp this week. I look forward to hearing from you to see how this was helpful in your first week of Mommy Camp.